Madam Suchitra, how are you, Madam Suchitra?
I'm fine, Jasmine.
Thank
A
you.
bit tired actually after the presentation. I think I lost my voice.
Right. So for those of you out there, Madam Suchitra was here much earlier to give a webinar on the speaking test. She was giving some tips, some pointers, especially for those who will be sitting for the speaking test in May. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Right. So if you have missed the webinar, no worries, because we would be eventually putting it on our YouTube after we've done some editing for a good visual and viewing experience. Right. So Madam Suchitra has been a teacher for the longest time, I believe. But probably Madam Suchitra, what makes you choose teaching?
Oh, well, actually, firstly, I really love students. I really love to teach. So I didn't really choose teaching. I think it chose me. Okay. But I've learned to really enjoy my job. I really love where I get to actually communicate with the students. And, it's actually a two-way thing because they also teach me a lot of things as well. So that's really good. Yeah. Really putting me on a spot here because I really don't know what's my most memorable. I have a lot of memorable experiences, but I think the best part about teaching Form 6 students is I learn a lot from them. It's not just me teaching them, it's also my students teaching me, especially when it comes to technology, and what's the latest the way they use the language. There's a lot of new words coming up, things that I don't really know about. And, when the younger generation actually they have a lot to teach us. And there's a lot that we can learn from them. So I think that it's very important that we shouldn't just think that, being a teacher is a barrier. It's actually, we should try to communicate more with the students, especially the Form 6 students, the pre-university students, because these are our future generation, So, yeah, they have a lot to teach us. And hopefully I have a lot to teach them. I think if you compare MUET with SPM or the other earlier exams, public exams, I think MUET, the most important thing is you need to be matured in your ideas, in the way you think. It's very important that you read as much as you can, be knowledgeable. You can't just live in your own little shell. You have to make sure that you are able to think maturely. I think that's the key there, because when you look at the difference between MUET and SPM, there's a big shift actually, because we need candidates, we need students who are actually matured and able to think critically on issues.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I think the most important advice is to practice. Now, language is something that you need to practice, and only when you practice, you'll be able to be good at it. So if you're an average student, I think you really need to follow the strategies, which is speak English all the time, practice in front of a mirror. All this will actually improve your usage of the language. It's simple strategies, but these are strategies that actually work.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other words, I think there was a mentioning of it's practice, and
exactly,
practice.
yes.
Right. Okay. So you hear it's not just in movies, or it's not just what your parents say, even from Madam Suchitra, it's practice,
I'm like
practice,
a parent, yeah.
and practice. Yep.
Yes, correct. Sounds old-fashioned, but that's the best way. Use the language. Practice, practice, practice.
Okay, I think that's interesting.
Okay, for those who want to shine, especially in the speaking test, I think it's very important that you can actually still practice. Sometimes being a good speaker, the most important thing is it's not just about using the language, it's also about understanding the task given. Now, that's a mistake that a lot of candidates would do. Okay, they may be good speakers, but when they stray from the task and the topic given, that's when they start to lose marks. So I think the most important thing is you need to make sure that you read the question carefully. Okay, you need to make sure that you answer the task given. That's super important. That's very important. I think a good speaker may not be able to get a high band, and if you don't, it's because you did not answer the task.
Right. Okay, so it's basically the command. It's having the command of the language, but also being mature, being clear
Yes,
on what the task requires
exactly.
you to do so.
Very true. Yes.
So again, a very important point there. Yeah.